89.1 FM, streaming live 24/7 at ames.edu/radio, Ames Student Radio, the way radio should be. This is Anna here. How's everybody doing today? I'm having a pretty good day so far. I hope you are having a wonderful day. We've got some cool stuff coming up for you on my show today. We've got 90s at noon for you right now, so stick around for that, and I'll have some weather and news for you coming up later. So we've got Smash Mouth's Rick Springfield, Alanis Morissette, The Nerve, coming up for you. And then right before it was just playing was Everything But the Girl Missing. AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. That was, if this window would move, it was Bittersweet Symphony by The Nerve. So I got some Ames weather and news for you real quick. So in Windsor, we're at 80 degrees right now, high of 84, and clear and partly cloudy all day. And looks like it's going to be pretty clear for the next week, so it's kind of nice. Fort Lupton, we're at 79 degrees, high of 85 today, and partly cloudy, and pretty much partly cloudy all day. Also looks nice for the next week. Loveland, we're at 85 degrees, high of 84, and then partly cloudy pretty much all day. But nice looking out through the next week. About to cool down, that's for sure. And then Greeley, we're at 82 degrees, high of 84, and partly cloudy all day. And also looks pretty clear for the next week, also cooling down, just like everywhere else. So we've got some Ames news for you real quick. So today, there's an iFocus workshop for study strategies for biology. So if you're in biology class and you super need help with study strategies, you should go. It's today from 5 to 6:30. Tomorrow, there's an iFocus workshop for the career platform at the Loveland campus. That's from 11 to noon. There's an iFocus workshop for study strategies for biology again from 11 to 12:30 on Thursday. And then also Take Back the Night will be Thursday at 7 o'clock. Friday is convocation, so the school is closed. There's no classes, so don't show up. And then Monday, there's a Smart Sense Unlocking the Secrets to Your Credit report. That is from noon to 1 on Monday. Tuesday, we have Smart Sense Financial Aid. It's Not So Scary at the Fort Lupton campus. That'll be from noon to 1. And that's about it for Ames news for the next week. If you want to know more about any of these things, you can always go on Ames website and get some more information if you would like. So we got 90s at noon for you still. So coming up next, we have Goo Goo Dolls and Michael Jackson. And I'll have my word of the day coming up for you on Ames Student Radio, the way radio should be. 89.1 FM, AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. That was Remember the Time by Michael Jackson. So I have my word of the day for you today, so it's kind of similar to the word of the day on Monday, but we're going to run with it anyway. Because on Monday, the word of the day was sick, because I use it in place of cool, because I think everyone overuses the word cool, and so I like to replace words, because I'm weird, and I don't like the English, apparently. So my new word of the day is also another word that would also mean cool, and it's very similar to sick. So my word of the day today is slick. S-L-I-C-K, slick. Like something's I don't know, if something's cool, it's really slick, like something's really interesting. It's like I guess that my example would be like, that car is super slick. It's like something really cool. It's like another interchangeable word for the word cool. Because I feel like a lot of things are really cool, but it's like I want to use another word besides cool. So it's like the same thing as when you're writing an essay, you don't want to use the same word over and over again. So if I was writing an essay and I was going to use the word cool 30 times, I would replace it with slick or sick or something to that effect, because I like to expand my vocabulary. But that's my word of the day today is slick. It just means something that's cool or interesting. I use it fairly often. Not as often as some other words, but that one I use pretty often. I like it. It sounds cool though. Sounds fancy. So that was my word of the day. I just want to remind everybody to like us on Facebook, because that's where we post a bunch of cool stuff, the articles that we talk about, what DJs are doing. So check out our Facebook page and give us a like. And if you want to listen to us 24/7, no matter where you go, you can listen to us on the TuneIn app. It works really, really well. I use it to listen to my fellow DJs, and it works good. So you should download that and listen to us all the time. So I get you back to some 90s at noon. We have Ghost Town DJ, TLC, DJ Cool, and No Doubt. And I have my top 10 list and my song of the day coming up for you on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. 89.1 FM, streaming live 24/7 at ames.edu/radio. AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. That was Aerials by System of a Down. That's such a good song. And the video is really interesting. It doesn't really make any sense to me, but it's really interesting. It's a good song. So I've got some music coming up for you, Volbeat and Adelita's Way. I've got my top 10 list and my song of the day coming up for you as well, so stick around for that. Up next is Ames weather and news and the song of the day, so stay for that because it'll be cool. AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. That was criticized by Adelita's Way. So I've got some weather and news for you real quick. In Windsor, we're at 82, high of 83, clear and partly cloudy all day. For Lepton, we're at 83 degrees, high of 84, mostly and partly cloudy all day today. Loveland, we're at 84 degrees, high of 84, partly cloudy all day. And then in Greeley, we're at 82 degrees, high of 84, and partly cloudy all day as well. So we have some Ames news for you real quick. So for today, there's an iFocus workshop on study strategies for biology. So if you need help with biology, that is from 5 to 6 p.m. today. Tomorrow, there's an iFocus workshop for a career platform at the Loveland campus from 11 to noon. There's also another iFocus workshop for study strategies for biology. That'll be from 11 to 12:30. And then Take Back the Night will be at 7 o'clock. Friday, there's convocation, so the campus is closed. There's no classes. If you show up, you will be very sad that you woke up and came. Monday, there's Smart Sense Unlocking the Secret to Your Credit Report. That'll be from noon to 1. So if you want to know more about credit reports, check that out. Tuesday, there's a Smart Sense Financial Aid. It's not so scary. Learn about financial aid, how it can help you. That'll be at the Fort Lepton campus from noon to 1. And that's about it about Ames news for the next week. So I have my song for the day for you today. I actually played this song the other day on Monday. It was stuck in my head for like the last 2 days, and I super like this song. So I want to play it again. I actually have never heard of this band before. I played the song the other day. It's Rev Theory, and the song is Alpha King. And it's just like really kind of heavy and just really cool. I don't know, the sound of it just really interests me. So that's my song of the day today. It's Rev Theory with Alpha King. That'll be kind of interesting. I like the song. It's just something about it is really cool. So I have that and then Shine Down coming up for you. And then I'll have my top 10 list also coming up next on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. 89.1 FM, AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. That was 45 by Shinedown. That's a really good song. I think it's a gem. It's a gem of one of their songs. It's great. So I have my top 10 list for you. Before I do my list, I know I have done this list before, but it's slightly different. So I decided to update it and let everyone know that it's different. So my top 10 list today is my favorite bands. So most of these things are kind of similar to the list I had done before, which was a while ago. So I decided to refresh everyone's memories of what my favorite bands are and try and get the word out about some of these great bands. This list has changed accordingly to what I've been listening to lately, so that would be the main changes. But the number one is still the same as last time, so if you remember what the number one was for last time, you know what it is today. So for my top 10 list of my favorite bands, starting at number 10 is Ice Nine Kills. They're really heavy. Well, I guess not super heavy, but I guess they have the screaming vocals, as if you want to call it, or guttural vocals is the technical term, featuring with some singing, or clean vocals if you want to call it that. I love them. They're just super cool. Every album has a really cool theme. Like their newest album that came out not too long ago was Every Trick in the Book. And this, like the themes, like kind of horror themed, like Carrie by Stephen King and The Exorcist. The music videos are intense. They're awesome. Whoever put them together really took their time to put them together. They're awesome. For a recommended song for them would be Father's Day. It's on their last album, and it's super, super good. It's just kind of circumferences, like what all they're about, what their songs sound like. It's just a kind of a good summary for them, that song. They're a really great band. So my number 9 is Breaking Benjamin. I have played them on here before. I love them. I have yet to see them live. I love them. They're so good. Their latest album was Dark Before Dawn, and it was probably the best album I think I've ever heard in my life. It's such a great album. It's my favorite album of theirs by far. They're one of those bands anyone can listen to them, even if you like hip-hop and pop music. You can listen to them. They're super good. More alternative than anything. They're awesome, though. I mean, their vocals are awesome. Their lyrical themes are great. Very poetic. I love them. The recommended song for them is Diary of Jane, which I'm going to play for you actually right after I'm done talking, so you can listen to that as a preview. Number 8 is Veil of Maya. They're very heavy, so they're not just not any normal person's going to want to listen to them. But Veil of Maya is really awesome. I've liked them for a really long time now. Their newest album is called Matriarch, which is actually kind of new. They have a new vocalist for this album, and it has clean vocals, which is different for them, but I actually like the sound of it. A little bit reminds me of Periphery, but I really like the album. It's really good. The recommended song for them is Dark Passenger. It's on their album ID, which is my favorite album from them. I think it's such a great album. But they're a really good band, mostly, but their stuff is really heavy, so if you're going to go check them out, beware. But they're more technical death metal if you're wondering what they were. Number 7 is Misfits. I had to put them in there because they're classic punk and everyone should like classic punk. Misfits is great. They obviously are probably one of the biggest bands ever. They just had the reunion show, like it's their 40th, 40 years ago, since they played all together. So they all played together. Jerry Only, Danzig, and Doyle, obviously, they all played together, and it was awesome at Riot Fest. I didn't get to see them, but I heard it was awesome. They might be coming out with a new album, but no one really knows. But they're such a great classic punk band. Like, if you like punk, you have to like Misfits. If you don't like Misfits, something is wrong, because they are a fabulous band. My recommended song for them is Scream. I love that song. The video is kind of hysterical. But the song is awesome. It's just, like, so well written. It's like, I just love Misfits. They're awesome. And then number 6, and then I will stop at my top 10 list. Number 6 of my favorite bands is Papa Roach. They are a really good band. Over time, their sound has changed, and I like all their stuff. Their older stuff is more heavy, rappy kind of stuff, like rap rockish. But their newest stuff is more, I guess, alternative, more rock, just in general. They're awesome band. They're a huge variety of material they have. They fit anyone's kind of music taste. They are fabulous. Their newest album came out, I think maybe a year ago. It's called Fear. It stands for Face Everything and Rise. It's an awesome album. I love it. My recommended song for them is Getting Away with Murder. It's one of their very older songs, but it's so awesome. It has a really cool music video, but it's such a great song. It kind of represents like the middle era of Papa Roach, but they're so good. I've seen them live a handful of times. They're really good live. They're just good guys, and I think they're awesome. So that's my bottom 5 for my top 10 list today. So I'll get back to some music, and I will let you preview some of the songs I was talking about, and then I'll have the rest of my top 5 for you later. So I was talking about Diary of Jane. That's by Breaking Benjamin. That will be playing next, and then I have Getting Away with Murder, Papa Roach after that, so you can preview those bands. So I'll get back to the music. AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. That was Carnivore by Starset. They're another really great band. They only have one album out. 2 of their songs are like hits. They're huge, but they're awesome. Either case, I have some Ames weather and news for you real quick. In Windsor at 83 degrees, high of 83 and partly cloudy all day. Fort Lupton, we're at 83 degrees, high of 83 and partly cloudy all day as well. Loveland, guess what? We're at 83, high of 83, and clear and partly cloudy all day. A little bit different. And then in Greeley, we're at 84, high of 84, and clear and partly cloudy towards the rest of the day. We have some Ames news for you. For today, there's an iFocus workshop on study strategies for biology. So if you need help studying for biology, go to that. It's from 5 to 6:30. Tomorrow, there are 2 iFocus workshops. One is for the career platform that's on the Loveland campus, and there's another workshop for study strategies for biology from 11 to 12:30. Make sure you make it to that, and then Take Back the Night will be at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Friday, it's convocation. There is no class. Don't show up. Don't wake up early and be like, I gotta go to school, and then you go, and then you'll be sad because there's no school. And then on Monday, there's a Smart Sense Unlocking the Secret to Your Credit Report. That is from 12 to 1. So make sure to go to that. Tuesday, there's a Smart Sense Financial Aid. It's not so scary. Let's learn about financial aid and what it is. And that's at the Fort Lupton campus from 12 to 1. And that's about it for Ames news today, at least for the next week. Get you back to some music. I'll have the rest of my top 10 list coming up for you next. Next, we have Almost and Motionless in White for you on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. 89.1 FM, AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. That was Reincarnate by Motionless in White, and I played that for a reason, so listen for a second. I have my top 10 list, so I did my first 5 earlier. My top 10 list today is my favorite bands, and I know I did this before, but I wanted to redo it because I've been listening to a little bit different stuff lately, so there you go. So I'm going to recap of what I did earlier for my top 10 favorite bands. Number 10 was Ice Nine Kills. Number 9, Breaking Benjamin. Number 8, Veil of Maya. Number 7, Misfits. Number 6, Papa Roach. So then we'll get to my number 5 real quick. Number 5 is Motionless in White. Haha, that's the song that just played. They are one of my favorite bands. They are awesome. They're just really creative and just really different. They have a new song called 450, and it's really good. It kind of talks about how they struggled to get going, but then they just kept doing whatever they wanted to do, and people loved what they were doing and how they got to the place they are now. It's kind of a cool song. They're definitely very heavy, as you just heard, but I think they're just so cool. Their music is more gothic themed. They're very gothic, and I think that's super slick, super cool. Yeah, but they're super heavy, really cool. Their lyrical themes are really cool. It kind of follows with the gothic concept. I think they're super awesome. I've seen them live. They put on a really, really good show, if you were wondering. But the recommended song for them is Reincarnate, which is the one that just played. And number 4 for you is Korn. I love Korn. Korn is great. They have such a crazy, awesome style. I mean, they created their own genre. They created nu metal, and that's so awesome. Their albums are all super different. Their first album was their first couple albums were very similar. They were more extremely heavy with lyrics closer on the rap side, but not really. They've got some awesome music, though. Their newer albums are more technical, kind of a different style, but still very unique and still themselves. They have a new album that actually comes out on October 21st. It's called The Serenity of Suffering. I'm really excited for that, because that means they're going to go on tour again, which means I can see them again for like the 5th time. But they're awesome. The recommended song for them is Never Never, which I'm going to play for you next after I'm done talking. Number 3, we don't have any music by them, but I wish we did, and I love them so much, is Hollywood Undead. They're a guilty pleasure band, but I love them. So Hollywood Undead, if you've never heard of them before, they're like a rap rock band. They have multiple vocalists. Their style is more rap, but with rock music in it. And they're just super awesome. They have all sorts of songs, like different themes. They have like party songs. They have songs that are super serious. They have sad songs. They have just kind of happy-go-lucky songs. And they just have a lot of really cool variety of musical themes. I think they're awesome. Their newest album is Day of the Dead, and my recommended song for them is the same song, Day of the Dead, from that album. I love that album. It's great. I've probably played that album a million times by now. I've listened to it on repeat forever. They're an awesome band. They throw a party when they go out live, though. If you want to see a band that throws a party when they go live, go see them. Number 2 is Mushroom Head. Okay, so the name's kind of weird, but I love this band. They have really scary masks, which I think are cool. I've seen them live like 3 times, I think, now. They're just so awesome. The first time I heard of them was at Mayhem Fest in 2014. They were awesome. I mean, they put on a great, great show. They have water drums, and if you don't know what that means, go look up a YouTube video of them playing live. It's super cool. They're very heavy, though, which I think is awesome. Their newest album, which came out, I think, in 2014, is The Righteous and the Butterfly, and my recommended song is from the album. It's called Son of Seven. God, they're just really cool. They have so many elements going on in their songs. It's awesome. And then my number 1 favorite band of all time, anyone that really knows me really well knows this, my number 1 favorite band of all time is Avenged Sevenfold. I'm going to play Nightmare for you coming up after I'm done talking after Korn, but they're such a great band. Their newest album came out, I think, also like 2014. It's called Hail to the King. They are so good. They're all so amazingly talented. It's crazy. I don't know. Their music is amazing. I love it. They have such a unique sound. They're also awesomely talented. They have really unique lyric styles, and they're just obviously very talented musicians. I love them. So I get you back to the music. So I have Korn, which is one of my top 10s, with Never Never, and Avenged Sevenfold with Nightmare coming up for you on AM Student Radio, the way radio should be. Press 89.1 FM, streaming live 24/7 at ames.edu/radio. AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. It's Anna here. How's everybody doing? That was Panic at the Disco with Hallelujah. Very good song. So I want to let you guys know, coming up next we have Imagine Dragons and Against Me coming up, and then I'll have the same weather news, and I have some funny stories for you, and some fun facts as well for you today. So stick around for that on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. Anarchist. AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. That was I Was a Teenage Anarchist by Against Me. It's a cool song. It's kind of trendy. I don't know. That's the word I want to use. So I've got some Ames weather news for you real quick. In Windsor, we're at 82 degrees, high of 83 and partly cloudy all day. Fort Lupton, we're at 82 degrees, high of 84 and partly cloudy all day as well. Loveland, we're at 83 degrees, high of 85 and partly cloudy. And then Greeley, we're at 86 degrees, high of 83 and partly cloudy pretty much all day. Nothing too serious for the weather. So I have some Ames news for you real quick. For today, there's an iFocus workshop on study strategies for biology. That'll be from 5 to 6:30. Thursday, which is tomorrow, there's 2 iFocus workshops. One is for the career platform. It's at Loveland campus. That's from 11 to 12 o'clock. And then the other iFocus workshop is study strategies for biology. Again, that'll be from 11 to 12:30. Friday is convocation, so the school is closed. Don't show up, you'll be very sad. And then Monday, there's a Smart Sense Unlocking the Secret to Your Credit Report. That'll be from noon to 1 if you want to go to that. Tuesday, there's Smart Sense Financial Aid, It's Not So Scary at the Fort Lupton campus from noon to 1. And then that's about it for this week of Ames News. If you want to learn any more things about this stuff, or if you want to get some more details or see what other events are going on, you can always check out the Ames website and get that information. So I'll get you guys back to the music. We have Ozzy Osbourne and Hailstorm coming up for you, and then I have a funny story to tell you so you can laugh at me again. So this is Ames Student Radio, the way radio should be. 89.1 FM, Ames Student Radio, the way radio should be. That was Here's to Us by Hailstorm featuring Slash. That's a good song. It's a good one. I liked it. So I have a funny story for you. So I just recently moved maybe a month ago out back to the middle of nowhere where I grew up. And we brought all of our cats with us, obviously, because we're not just going to leave them where we used to live. So we brought our cats. My cat, so we have 4 cats. I know that sounds like a lot, sorry. But they're all rescued, so if that makes me not sound like a crazy cat lady, that helps. My cat, she has a weird name. We've given her many names, but her name right now is Nubbin. That's the current name. She's very strange. She has weird anxiety, and she only likes me for some weird reason. So she decides to think it's really funny when she goes outside, because we live out on a farm, right? So I live on 60 acres. So the cats don't go very far because they know there's nowhere to hide, and they can get in danger. So, but there's we have a big construction dumpster because we're still working on our house, and then there's this big yellow container that one of the people that are working on our house has left at our house right now. So my cat decides to think it's really funny. Like the other day, we couldn't find my cat. And I was like, where is my cat? Because my cat is my life. And she's not the brightest little cat, so I figured she went and wandered around and got lost or something, because that could happen, because she's not very smart. So me and my mom are wandering around outside, screaming her name. We're like, Nubbin, Nubbin, Nubbin. And she's I still don't see her. I'm like, well, where is that idiot? Because when I call her name, she comes to me. So I'm looking around for her. So my mom's like, well, get in the car. We'll make a lap around a little bit of the perimeter and see if we can find her. Still nothing. I'm screaming out the window of the car, trying to find my stupid cat because she won't come to me. And I figured at this point, I was like, she's probably dead. I'm sure she's dead. Something a hawk came down from the sky and picked her up and ate her or something. So we went back around. I was wandering around outside. I was trying to go, that's the day I went to the Avenged Sevenfold concert. So that was a good start to my day. So I went back outside and I was wandering around still looking for my cat. And I walk over to the dumpster. I was like, well, maybe she's hiding under this dumpster. So I stand there for probably a good 5 minutes, standing there calling her name. And all of a sudden, when I was about to walk away, she comes out and she's walking around with her eyes closed, because she walks around with her eyes closed for some reason. After she's done sleeping, she walks around with her eyes closed so she can't see anything. And I'm like, finally, you stupid cat. It's I finally found you. It was horrible. I was like, why do you do this to me, cat? So she did it to me again this morning, because she sleeps with me every night. So last night she didn't sleep with me. So I was like, well, maybe she's under her mom's bed or she's hanging out somewhere else. So I wake up this morning and I didn't see her before I left. And I was like, this is not good. She's probably missing again. I was like, well, she's probably under the dumpster again. Because I don't have time to look for her because I have to get to class. So I left and I texted my sister and I was like, will you please look for my dumb cat, because she decided she needed to run away and do something else. So sure enough, probably an hour later, my sister texts me back. She's like, yep, she's hiding under the dumpster again. And I don't even know how she gets under there. There's not that much space underneath there. And then she comes out and she's all full of stickers and weeds and stuff. So it's weird. But my cat hates me apparently, because she likes to hide from me and it makes me nervous. But so that's my funny story, so you can laugh at me and my cat. And my cat's name, her name's Nubbin, which is strange. All my cats have weird names, which is kind of strange, but whatever. So that was my funny story for you. I'm going to get you back to the music. We have Plague, Vendor, and Offspring coming up for you next on Ames Student Radio, the way radio should be. Ames Student Radio, the way radio should be. That was Death Cab for Cutie with Stay Young and Go Dancing. So I have weather and news for you real quick. In Windsor, we're at 83 degrees, high of 85 and partly cloudy all day. Fort Lupton, we're at 81, high of 84 and partly cloudy all day. Loveland, we're at 83, high of 86, clear and partly cloudy today. And then in Greeley, we're at 86, high of 83. Wow, somebody blew that. And partly cloudy all day. Looking pretty good for the rest of the week, on its way to cool down into the 60s in the weekend, so that'll be interesting. So I've got some Ames news real quick. Today, from 5 to 6:30, is the iFocus workshop for study strategies for biology. So if you need help studying for biology, you should attend. Thursday, There's 2 iFocus workshops. One is for the career platform that's on the Loveland campus. That'll be from 11 to noon. Then there's another strategies for biology from 11 to 12:30 if you can't make it to the one today. Friday is convocation. The campus is closed, so don't show up. You'll be sad. On Monday, there's a Smart Sense Unlocking the Secret to Your Credit Report from noon to 1. So check that out. Tuesday, there's a Smart Sense Financial Aid. It's not so scary at the Fort Lupton campus as well. So if you want any more information on any of these things, always go on the Ames website and check on the calendar. It'll tell you all that you need to know about any of these things. So I'll get you back to some music. I have Pearl Jam and Disguise the Silence coming up for you. And then I have some fun facts kind of things for you coming up next on Ames Student Radio, the way radio should be. .1 FM, Ames Student Radio, the way radio should be. That was Sticks and Stones by Disguise the Silence, which is one of the local bands, which is pretty cool. So I have some fun facts for you today because I don't have another funny story to tell you about my life, which is weird because usually I have about like 12 and I have to pick between one, but I don't have another one for you today. But I have some fun facts I think are actually kind of interesting and funny at the same time. So first fun fact is banging your head against a wall burns 150 calories an hour. So if you want a really fast way to burn calories, bang your head against a wall, which may not be the best choice ever. In the UK, it is illegal to eat mince pies on Christmas Day. That is kind of interesting. Pteronophobia is the fear of being tickled by feathers. That's a very specific fear. It's kind of interesting. A lot of people, I think, know this. When hippos are upset, their sweat turns red, so they look really creepy and kind of scary. A flock of crows is known as a murder, which just makes sense because birds are scary. And have you seen, like, out in the parking lot, there'd be, like, 10 million crows for some reason. They're all just, like, hanging out and look really creepy. It's like, yeah, of course they're called a murder. It looks like they're going to murder you. It's creepy, and I don't like it. So I guess Facebook addiction disorder is like a real thing. It's a mental disorder identified by psychologists, which is interesting. So I wonder, like, to what degree you would need to be diagnosed that. Like, do you have to be on Facebook for a certain many hours, or you have to be on Facebook? I wonder what's up with that. The average woman uses her height in lipstick every 5 years. That is a lot of lipstick. And I wonder how much that costs. Like, if your normal height, like a normal person's height, like is 5'5", what would that cost every 5 years? That's kind of weird. May 29th, apparently, is put a pillow on your fridge day. It's kind of strange. I wonder if someone just decided, let me see if I can get away with this. Kind of interesting. Sharonophobia is the fear of fun. My mom believes she has the fear of fun, which she does not. And I know she's listening. You do not have the fear of fun. Human saliva has a boiling point 3 times than regular water. That's kind of strange. You'd just assume it'd be like the same. It's kind of interesting. I think this one's funny. If you lift a kangaroo's tail off the ground, it can't hop. So I wonder if you lift it up and it's just kind of standing there. It's just like, oh no, frozen in fear. I wonder if it does that kind of thing, Let's see, there was another one in here. Oh, the person who invented the Frisbee was cremated and made into Frisbees after he died. That's just kind of creepy. Well, I guess if you invented Frisbees and you really loved Frisbees, I guess that kind of makes sense. It's just kind of weird. And there's one more. King Henry VII slept with a giant axe besides him. Maybe he was scared that people would attack him or something. It's kind of interesting. So there's other fun facts. So I'm kind of done for the day. I will be back on Monday. Make sure you listen on Wednesday. I have a really cool thing I'm going to do on Wednesday. So listen in on Wednesday. It's going to be my show's going to end up a little different, but it's going to be awesome. So make sure you listen. And then don't forget to like us on Facebook. I'll see you guys later. I have Shine Down Skillet and 3 Days Grace coming up for you on Ames Student Radio, the way radio should be.
That's the state of my head. That's the state of my head. It's been a long, bumpy ride sitting back in the side.